His MVP. That's one. Right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field, way back there. It's gone again. Rowdy Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live. Coming at you, Rangers just taking the lead. Wyatt Langford clutching up with a 2-out RBI single. And Texas, 3 unanswered runs, leads this one 3-2 in the Queens, baby. Let's go. Wow. I did not think that was going to work out as well as it did after Josh Smith strikes out looking on a called strike 3 on a slider, man. I did not think that was going very well. Wyatt Langford, though, should not have doubted the young kid in that moment. Wyatt had a big hit in the 8th inning as well, comes up in the 9th, gets the job done. Beautiful. Now we got to get through these last 3 outs. 3 more, baby. 3 more. And, of course, Cody Freeman leading off the inning. Tough 2-strike AB, gets on base. Michael Hellman with the beautiful bunt, playing small ball. Of course, it's the Frisco Express that is right there in the middle of it. The JV Rangers. Anything but the Little Rascals. But that's another story. All right, we've got bottom of the 9th coming up right now. We've got Lindor, Soto, and then Alonso. This is not going to be an easy bottom of the 9th, y'all. This is not going to be an easy bottom of the 9th inning. By the way, Texas Longhorns playing right now. We're going to keep you updated on that one. Obviously, y'all, I think I kind of talked about it last weekend, and with the teams playing at the same time, we're just going to do a straight-up show with both included. By the way, Longhorns up so far in this one, 27-3 over UTEP. Can't say the Horns have looked great today. A win's a win, but cannot say that I've been super impressed with how Texas has played. It has been a little bit sluggish offensively. Has not been the prettiest game to watch, but looks like the Horns are going to come out with a victory. Yeah, they do need to get it together on offense. They really do. You know, so we got kind of a dual show today. Hang with me. Rangers, bottom of the 9th, is going to take a little bit of precedence right now. You just got to get through 3 more outs. 1-0. You got Francisco Lindor up right now. And Lindor on the day, 1 for 4. Does have a run scored. And he is going to take strike 1 here. We're going to give you the live play-by-play color commentary. I am a little bit surprised, no Armstrong, but I would assume just because Maton did not throw very much in the 8th inning, they're going to try it here with him. Here's a pitch. Should be a strike, man. This has been a rough zone for the home plate umpire, both directions. It's been a rough zone. Really has been. Daniel, what's good, man? We're trying to survive these last 3 outs here, brother. It's been a rough zone. I mean, y'all can see on my pitch track on game day, there's been some strikes that have been called balls today. Got to be better. An ABS challenge system, for me, it cannot get here soon enough. Start giving these guys challenges. No win yet. It is 3-2 Rangers in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Maton gets him swinging. Big Philly sends down Francisco Lindor. And Soto will come up to bat with 1 down. Beautiful curveball. Maton spins it over the inner half. Lindor whiffs through it. Rangers are 2 away from a series win. Gonna have to get through Juan Soto, though, who hit his 40th home run of the year earlier today. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. If I miss your comment while we're live here, I hope you understand we're locked in on this game. We're going to finish it out with y'all. Post-game, you already know we'll get to as many comments and questions of substance as we can. Soto quickly, 0-2. He waves on the sweeper at the top of the zone. Big Philly, looking good so far. We'll knock on wood just in case. The double eights out there trying to get the 4-out save. Or actually, this would be a 4-out win for him. Oh, what a game, y'all. What a game. 3-2 Rangers. 3-2 Rangers. We are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Mets. Pitch number 3 incoming. And Soto lines one into center. That's just a better piece of hitting. Nothing that you can do there if you're Big Philly, man. That's a beautiful pitch. Nothing that you can do about that. That's a beautiful curveball below the zone. Soto, just a better piece of hitting there. Better piece of hitting. Unfortunate, but let me get a little double play ball here to end the game. Let me get Pete sending one right to Josh Smith. Hard ground ball right to the shortstop. Game over. Let's do it. Little mound visit here. Bochy going to Armstrong from what it looks like. Yeah, Maton, look, honestly, Maton, that's a beautiful pitch. If you replay that one, if you even see it on game day, I mean, that is a pitch 6 inches below the zone. It's a beautiful curveball. Yes, it caught a lot of the heart of the plate, but that is a pitch that he executed. Soto, just a better job of hitting there. Pitching change. We'll take a breather here. Let me keep going. McJay, I definitely feel like we are going to be talking a little bit about Arch today. By the way, UTEP, Texas, we have got 27-3, 9 minutes left in the ball game. Arch 10 for 23, 4.4 yards per pass, a touchdown, an interception. He does have 51 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, so I think that does need to be said, but it has not been Arch Manning's sharpest performance. In fact, I don't know if y'all heard, but there were some boo birds coming out at DKR. There were some boo birds out. I don't know if y'all caught that or not. That's when you know it's like just not pretty. I think Arch had not hit on 10 straight passes. I think it was 10 straight passes. Look, you guys know I'm a patient man. I'm a very patient man, and I am going to let things play out a little bit more before I go scorched earth on Arch. But I must say, I think I'm a little bit worried at this point. Just a little bit. I mean, we're not hitting red alert panic, but I'm just a little bit worried at this point. B. Daddy, you might be right. That was going to be my next thing is it could be an injury. Very possible that he is fighting through something. It almost like, I don't want to obviously wish injury on anybody, but you almost hope that it is. Like, you hope that it is an injury with how poorly he's been playing so far. All right, more on the Horns in a little bit. We got to lock in here. Armstrong, first pitch, called strike, sinker on the inside corner, beautiful pitch. Beautiful pitch. Not anything Alonso's going to be able to do there. Sean Armstrong on the season. You're talking about a guy that has been one of the more reliable Rangers relievers. 2.45 ERA. Pitch number 2 incoming. Strike 2, call the ball. Unfortunate, man. This has been a bogus zone. This has been a terrible zone. That is strike 2. Give him the call. Come on. It's been bad today. I'm sorry. Y'all know I don't rail on and on with the umpiring. It's been bad today. It's a terrible zone. I cannot wait for the challenge system to get here. Pete Alonso, you might as well not even swing the bat. He's going to call ball 4 for you. Come on, dude. Let's go. There we go. We got a strike call. Miracles happen. We got a strike call. Jeez. It's been awful for both teams. I'm not trying to sit here and say there's been any favoritism. It has been collectively terrible on both sides. Terrible. Come on, we're in playoff baseball right now, basically. This is playoff baseball. This is the best we can get behind the dish. Come on, baby. And y'all already know what I'm about to say. How do these guys not have technology in game? He's been making the same terrible calls all game long. How do these umpires not get to go back, look at an iPad in between innings? Bro, you're calling like 10 different strikes high balls. What are you doing? These guys got to at least get feedback if you're not going to give them the challenge system. It's ridiculous. All right, we got a 2-2 count here. We got to lock in. I'm glad that Armstrong isn't dwelling on it because I sure am. And Pete Alonso goes down swinging. That's what you got to do, Sean. You're not expecting any help from the guy behind the dish. Go ahead and strike him out swinging, baby. On the sweeper, Sean Armstrong, one away. That's what you got to do, man. This ump isn't going to call you a strike. You might as well. See ya. Sean Armstrong, filthy. Even if Alonso connects with that one, it's on the outer half. There's just not a lot you're going to do with that one. Mauricio up to bat. He takes ball one, pinch hitting for Luis Angel Acuna, former Texas Ranger. Never played for the Rangers at the big league level, but was a farmhand. Acuna, 1 for 2 on the night, 195 on the year. Look, I will say, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later on in the show as Armstrong delivers ball 2 here. I mean, we definitely got on CY for the Max Scherzer trade, giving up Luis Angel Acuna. I must say, it's a long runway for the young kid, but I don't think it's looking quite as terrible with the season that Acuna has had so far. 546 OPS. He fit right in this year with some of our boys. And we've got a foul ball. It's a 2-1 count here. Come on, Sean. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, Sean DeGrom, free agent. You got it. You got it. Okay, 2-1. And the Mets are going to stay alive. Ball down the line. Dustin Harris gloves it. Soto heading into third. And look, it's fortunate. Duran is so fortunate that Soto put on the brakes. So fortunate. The Mets probably could score a run there. If Soto doesn't put on the brakes, the Mets probably can score on that ball getting away from Duran. That cannot happen, Duran. I don't care that it wasn't a great throw by Harris. That cannot happen, Ezekiel Duran. We are so lucky we did not get that tie. So lucky that he started slowing up at third base. That easily could have been the game-tying run. Sloppy. Look, it wasn't the worst throw in the world. That is a play that Duran has to get in front of. He has to get in front of that one. Look, hopefully it'll be all for naught. Hopefully it'll be all for nothing. I'm sorry, Zeke. What are you even doing? Zeke, that is glove side all day long. He's trying to backhand it. Move your feet, buddy. Come on, that is middle school, high school fundamentals. Move your feet and get that ball on the glove side. It wasn't a great throw, but it was a nice one-hopper. Could have easily been gloved. Okay, this defense has got to figure it out. Come on, baby. We need one out. Runners on first and third. Here's the pitch. Foul ball straight back. Nimmo was on it. You're going to have to be careful here. Nimmo, 2 for 4 on the day. You are going to have to be careful. Come on, Sean. Been our most reliable reliever, and I'm knocking on wood. Do not blame me for anything here, but he has been. 1 strike away. Nimmo hits it hard off of his leg, off his foot. 1 strike away here. Yeah. Caroline, I'm with you. It feels like we're cooking something special. Let's get this game right here. It feels like something special. One game at a time. Luis, appreciate the gifts, brother. Thank you so much. And Nemo's going to foul off another one. This guy is a tough out. He's a very tough out. Daniel, happy Saturday. Connor, yes, sir. One strike away. One strike away. Come on. 0-2 right now to Nemo, who's 2 for 4 on the day. Armstrong trying to collect the save here as Bochy casually takes a sip of water. And Brandon Nemo strikes out. That's the ball game, baby. Cue the I Like Texas music. Hello, win column. Let's go. Let's go. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, my goodness. What a win. You're down 2-0. You look dead in the water. The offense, absolutely abysmal all game long. And you get 3 unanswered runs to win the dang game. Yes, sir. Way to hold on to that one, Jonah. That was not an easy catch on the foul tip. The Rangers win the series against the Mets. They go for the sweep tomorrow. Now we scoreboard watch. We see what Houston can do against Atlanta. We see what the Angels can do against the Mariners. Beautiful win, baby. Beautiful. Rangers improved to 79-70. What a run this team is on right now, y'all. What a run. Huge win. I'll tell you what, you drop this game in April or May, this is not happening. This win is not happening in April or May. It's just not. What a beautiful, beautiful game. Sean Armstrong, freaking nails. Nails, bro. Been our most consistent reliever all year long. Man, I love it. Rangers, 6th win in a row. Daniel, appreciate the gift, brother. Thank you. 6th win in a row. They improved to 8 of their last 10, 8-2 over their last 10 ball games. You get 5 straight wins on the road trip. The Rangers setting things up nicely. Hopefully you can gain a game tonight. Both ways, man. Can we get a double L for once? Double L Houston and Seattle, please? Goodness. Rangers could be 1 game out of the AL West with a Houston loss and 1 game out of a playoff spot in general if both teams are to lose. Seattle and Houston. Incredible win. Look, let me start here. Let me start right here. I got to talk about Josh Smith, a guy that we have been hard on here on the show. We have been very hard on Josh Smith. Critical. And for good reason. Josh Smith has not had a good second half of baseball. But Josh Smith came to play today. He came to play. Josh Smith on base, 2 for 4. Started that little rally in the 8th inning. That ended up tying the game. Yes, he had a big strikeout in the 9th. Very unfortunate right before the Wyatt Langford hit. But I do have to give some props to Josh Smith. You felt like he was the chaos starter in the 8th inning that jump-started the Rangers' comeback. He has the single. Wyatt Langford follows it up with the double. Jock Peterson sac fly. Then the Rowdy Tellez double to tie it up. Beautiful. I got to give Josh Smith some love. If you've been a long-time listener of the show, you know we have been hard on Josh. And he had a great game today. Outstanding game today from Josh Smith. Love it. Absolutely love it. What a comeback. I'm with all y'all. Boston lost again, so now you're essentially evened up with all those teams. You're 2 games behind those 3 teams. Mick J, I hope you're twirling it around your head right now. Twirling that shirt around your head, baby. Yes, sir. Rangers are on fire right now. They are on fire. You'd love to see the sweep tomorrow. Look, I'd love to get a little greedy and sweep them, but I'm just going to enjoy this dub today, y'all. I'm just going to enjoy what we got in front of us right now. Soto with the bat flip. That's right. Bat flip a 3-2 loss, baby. Bat flip a 3-2 loss. That's right. What a win. I mean, I am still just like speechless, y'all. We'll get into the groundbreaking analysis here in a second. Let's just enjoy this moment. Analysis forthcoming. The Rangers down 2-0 late. And look, let's talk about another guy that jump-started things. Cody Freeman. Cody Freeman, baby. Top of the 9th inning. You need somebody on base, and Cody delivers with 2 strikes. Michael Hellman, beautiful small ball bunt. These Rangers are playing small ball. Playing small ball. What? Small ball. And Texas Rangers. What is going on? It's a beautiful thing to see. You know how I feel about this topic already. My OGs, y'all already know. If this team can play small ball, it might be over. Seriously. Tomorrow, Jacob Latz goes against Nolan McLean. McLean has been very good. So, look, it could potentially be another pitcher's duel tomorrow. But let's just enjoy this win. The JV Rangers. The JV Rangers, baby. Getting it done. I am so hyped right now, y'all. Y'all don't even know. This is a crazy win, an incredible win. Rangers win their 6th in a row. You're now a game and a half out of the playoffs, and you've got a couple of results still waiting to be had later tonight. Seattle, Houston, and it would be sweet to gain some ground today. It is tough, man. This is not easy for Texas to be doing this. You've got a lot of pressure on you. You know Seattle's playing well. You know Houston's playing well. You got a lot of pressure on you right now, and the boys are getting it done. Getting it done. Now, speaking of, you know who's getting it done? Texas, but I must say, it's been an interesting football game. Texas right now leads 27-3. They are very fortunate to have as good of a defense as they do because that offense ain't looking good right now. Look, there's still time, but ain't looking good right now. Hey, look, Patrick Corbin, and yes, I did say Corbin. Patrick Corbin came through today. Do not let anybody tell you differently. Bro came through today. I know he only went 4 1/3. He got super unlucky on a stupid little bloop Texas leaguer hit. And then Josh Young forgot how to go up and get a bouncing ball. It allows it to hit off the base runner. That's how the Mets score their first run. No clue what that sequence was, by the way. The Rangers had a couple of doozies defensively. Josh Young letting the ball bounce off of the base runner. Dude, you could have ran forward 3 steps and cut it off. And then, look, we had a low throw by Young on a very nice stop, albeit Jake Berger not able to handle the throw. That was another instance. Defense allowed the runner to get to second. That was in the bottom of the 8th inning. And let's talk Chris Martin, who you guys know, I love C-Mart. Went to the same high school as me. Absolutely love Chris Martin. Graduated just a few years before I did. Remember him being on the baseball team. I was a senior. He was a freshman. Or excuse me, flip that. I was a freshman. He was a senior. I doubt it. Like I said, no chance he remembers me. I've told y'all that a million times. When you're a senior, you don't remember a bunch of the freshman dudes. It's just not how it goes. But look, Chris Martin, phenomenal career. Has had a really good 3-year run. It might be time to hang him up. It might be time. Look, it has been incredible watching his career. I've enjoyed it just as again, that sentimental, same high school, same baseball program, all that good stuff. But I got to say, it just feels like it's time. It feels like it might just be time. He has had so many injuries this year. and I just don't think it's going to happen. I am very curious to see what the injury is, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Mets lost 8 straight. Mets are in a bad way right now, and you wonder if this might have broken the back a little bit. I don't think anybody's mailing it in tomorrow, but I will say you do just kind of look at the optics. Is this a backbreaker for the New York Mets? I don't know what the Giants are doing right now. The Giants are a half game out. They just had a walk-off grand slam against the Dodgers last night. Giants are a half game out right now, y'all. By the way, I got a new setup. I got another screen that I added into my setup. So if y'all see me looking a little bit of a different direction, I've just got a bunch of computers that I've got set up at my desk here just to take a little bit of heat off of the one that I used to stream. So you see me looking a couple different directions today. You kind of know what's going on. Look, around the league right now, Houston and Atlanta 0-0 in the top of the second. The Giants play the Dodgers late tonight. That game's at 8:05 Texas time. Angels Mariners is at 8:40 Texas time. So you've got a couple of late night games that are going to be really, really interesting. Boston loses. So Rangers are now 2 games, or actually, is it 2 games for Boston, or is it a game and a half now? It's 2 games for Boston. And that's a really important one, right? The Boston situation is really important to monitor because the Rangers have the tiebreaker over Boston. That is a very important situation to monitor. We have been so locked in on Houston and Seattle. Now you've got Boston coming back into the fold, them sliding a little bit of late, and it's definitely opening things up for Texas. Of course, you'd love to still win the West potentially, and you want to see you leapfrog over those other teams, your rivals in the West. But now that Boston is on this skid, really does open things up quite a bit for the Rangers. And you've got Mariners and Astros playing each other immediately after the Rangers-Astros series. We're going to do Silver Boot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the Astros and Mariners are going to be beating up on each other. And look, we'll have to see where the standings are, but you want to see a straight sweep there on one side or the other. You want to see a straight sweep. So we got to figure out who we're cheering for, and we want to see a straight sweep one way or the other. And you'd love for it to be pretty open. And look, it will be, if the Rangers can do business and do some work down in Houston, Rangers might be in control anyways at that point. Things can change so quickly, y'all. They can change so quickly. Yep. Hey, that's true, man. Good to see you. Love you, buddy. Yeah, the vets definitely are more known for going for the big knock, but you love that the young guys are just playing the small ball, just getting the little things done. Cody Freeman, for example, in the top of the 9th inning, Cody Freeman ain't trying to hit a home run. Dude's just trying to get on base. And we've said it so many times. You'd love to have more of that. You'd love to have more of that. Look, Teflon, we've said this. We've had the Brett Boone debate many different times on the show. I don't think that you can give Brett Boone 0 credit, but I don't think that you give Brett Boone all the credit or a majority of the credit. A lot of these guys have their own swing doctors anyways. I don't think that you give Brett Boone a bunch of credit here for how they're doing. I think you give a lot of credit to the players. They're the ones swinging the bats. I think it makes Brett Boone look good. Don't get me wrong. But I can't say that a lot of people should be just lauding Brett Boone. I think you say, look, it's working right now. Whatever you're cooking up is working. But I do not think that you can sit around and say, Brett Boone is the reason. I think if anything, you point to the young guys, you point to guys that have come up and really injected life into this team. Let's keep on going. Antonio, you definitely have the reverse jinxes on lock, bro. 100%. 100%. Appreciate the follows, by the way. A bunch of y'all on TikTok, I see you follow. Thank you so much. Look, if you're hanging out on YouTube, you haven't liked the live yet, hit that like button. Give me that thumbs up. And if you are watching, you haven't followed yet, hit that follow button, man. This is what we do. We hang out. We talk ball. It's great. Right now, we're kind of doing a little bit of a dual show. Rangers are obviously the big focus. Look, Texas playing a bunch of cupcakes this month. They did not look phenomenal today. We're going to talk a little bit about that. after we get through some Rangers stuff. What a huge win from the Rangers today. Look, Texas gets a dub. The Horns get a dub. That's what's most important here, but I'm sure a lot of talk is going to be going on around the country. How good really is Texas? All that stuff. It's going to keep the eyes on the screens, if you know what I mean. I'm sure that there are some people licking their chops. A lot of content to be produced here. Texas overrated, not that good. You know how it goes. At the end of the day, you got to win, and now you got to go play a couple other teams here before you get into SEC play. Let's see what happens. I hope Dolly's back for the Houston series. Seriously. Malcolm, the Martin IL move probably does open things up a little bit. Like, you can just put Martin on the IL and you bring in Malley. So, Malcolm, it's probably going to be the Malley move, right? And Malley just made a rehab start, probably going to be back with the team next week. So I'm pretty sure it'll be Tyler Malley. That'll probably be the retroactive move. If I had to guess, we'll see what happens. We will see. Yeah, a slam too. I'm with you. Like Brett Boone, it definitely helps make him look better. Is he the reason we're winning a bunch of games? I can't say that. Is he the reason why the offense is killing it? Can't say that either. Man. Let's see. Yeah, look, Bochy has definitely had some doozies this year, but look, he has won 4 rings for a reason. And we have always said on the show at the end of the day with Bochy, we've always said it. Who are you going to get that's better, right? That is the harsh reality with Bruce Bochy. I know that there's some Rangers fans that have not been super pleased with Bruce. But look, hard to argue with what results you're getting right now. And I will say this, you're just not going to easily upgrade from Boch. You're just not. That doesn't mean you don't go a new direction. You're going to have to at some point. But I will say this, he definitely is looking like the Hall of Fame manager that he is with this team winning as many games as they are right now. Zach, I think he'll be back for the Marlins series, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I think he made the rehab start last night. So I'm thinking he's going to be back for that Marlins series. We'll see what happens. I'm going to look up the Texas Rangers schedule right now, and we're going to see if we can get some clarity. I just want to make sure that I have these games right. Yeah, it's Astros then Marlins. I would imagine he maybe starts Friday night against Miami. That would be my guess. Friday night against Miami. Dolly should be back for that Houston series, McJay. I think they said Dolly is all but ready. So I think he is going to be back and ready to go for that Houston series. I am excited for that, man. You just hope he does what he usually does down there. McJay, is that right? I have not had my ear to the ground on this. But all I've heard is, the Rangers, and I've always said this, the Rangers are going to have him back if he wants to play, if he wants to coach again. I don't think there's any way that CY tells Bruce Bochy, no, we're not going to have you back, buddy. If Boch wants to coach, he's going to coach. He really is. Malcolm, totally with you on this. You just got to enjoy the ride. It's definitely one of those things where I think a lot of us are waiting for the other shoe to drop, but kind of holding our breath a little bit. But I am really trying to just enjoy one game at a time here. And then you know what? You get the rookies back, and you get the veterans back. The rookies, I think you still find a place for some of them in the lineup. But at this point, I think you're going to welcome Corey Seager's bat back. I know a lot of people are talking about the young guys playing over the vets. You're going to have Corey Seager back. I don't think there's any way Marcus Semien is going to be riding the pine pony when he comes back. We'll see how Adolis does. I think that's going to be an iffy one. There's going to be some interesting decisions made. Seriously. Craig, I wish we could get the Rangers and the RSN guys to stop with the Rascals, but I think and I fear that the train is too far in motion, brother. Look, I don't want to keep the vibes or make the vibes negative. You guys know how I feel about the Little Rascals. I get it. Like, it's fun giving these guys a nickname, but let's be original. Let's be original. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get on my soapbox. Horns down. Scoreboard. Got to win. You got to win. It wasn't necessarily the prettiest, most dominating win, but you got a win. Nickname is very original. Look, Little Rascals to me just too repeated. Microwavable. Round Rock Rangers sounds a lot better. JV Rangers, Frisco Express. I appreciate the gift, man. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. And thank you for the follow as well. Dwayne, means a lot, man. Thank you for the generosity. Thanks for hanging out on the show. Back-to-back national championships sound better. Woo! Yeah, I mean, look. Obviously, the Horns had a tough time week 1. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Let's see what happens later on in the season, but no doubt the Horns have a little bit of an uphill climb here. Astros are winning right now. You know what? It's unfortunate, 3-0, but we just got to keep winning games. I really do think it's going to work out well. Young Guns is good. Young Guns is good. Little Rascals, again, Michael Hellman is almost 30 years old. Tell you what, at 30 years old, you're not calling anybody who's 30 Little Rascal. Come on now. Antonio, you led the charge on that point, my guy. You're still hanging out. Yeah, look, San Francisco wins tonight. The Mets are out. They are out. We do currently, Sam, you're right. Thanks for hanging out, bud. I know you've commented a couple of times. We do have the tiebreaker as of now over Houston, and I believe if we win one game, we've got to win one game to secure the tiebreaker over the Astros. We are currently up 6-4 on the season in that series, and if we win one more game, we will secure the season win over Houston. Yeah, Little Rascals is just not it, man. It's just not it. Have to wait until the Mariners go on the road for them to lose. Yes, Swolger, it's going to work out, y'all. I mean, it is frustrating watching Houston, watching Seattle win, and we're on this hot streak ourselves. It's going to work out if you keep winning games. It's not easy to string together all these wins. It's just not. But I do think and feel you've got 3 teams in front of you. Not all 3 teams are going to be able to win and go on these crazy win streaks. I still say Rangers, and they do, right? They control their own destiny. If you beat Houston 2-3 times, you're going to be right there in the mix. You're going to be right there in the mix. Yeah, Danzo, I'm with you. Like, this team is using the big hit, but they're also playing small ball. They're hitting with 2 strikes. Cody Freeman, top of the 9th inning, beautiful example. Absolutely. Yeah, Raymond is the worst. I know Jared is in on it too a little bit. And look, I by and large, I like Dave. Are there some guys maybe that I enjoy listening to a little bit more? Sure. But I don't have anything against Dave. But yes, Jared and Dave are really big on the Little Rascals thing. God bless them. It's just not the nickname for me. We keep on going. Rangers are at least getting a wild card spot. I definitely feel like they are at minimum going to achieve that. Will they win the division? That's obviously yet to be seen, but they have a good chance to. You win 2 out of 3 or you sweep the Astros in Houston, and that very well could be happening. We'll see. From a Giants fan, thanks, Rangers. It's so funny you mentioned that because one of my buddies at work, Giants fan, we go back and forth about baseball. And I told him last night, I'm like, Mets lose. You're welcome. You're welcome, buddy. Hey, and it was fun with the Giants walking off the Dodgers like they did on a grand slam by Patrick Bailey. Look, can we talk about just for a second Tanner Scott? Remember, Rangers fans, when we were real interested in Tanner Scott as our closer? I mean, CY dodged a bullet with Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott has not been good. He has not been good, y'all. Tanner Scott this year, the ERA is at 5.01. That was a bullet dodged, not getting Tanner Scott, man. Really was. And this guy has a 5 ERA. He's 1-3 with a 127 whip. It's Stolen Kill, appreciate it, man. Thank you for the gift. Thank you so much. Appreciate the generosity. Craig, right. There was, I know I have a couple of Phillies fans that follow the show. Yep, you're welcome also. Absolutely. Block, punt, touchdown return, go Irish. Oh no, are we about to start like firing off? Are we about to do the shots fired thing with the hook 'em and the gig 'em? Goodness. Look, I'm not going to rub salt in it, but I will say this. Clearly, you know who I'm cheering for when it comes to A&M versus Notre Dame. I don't think I've got to tell y'all twice. Don't think I've got to. Can we get Kirby Yates back? How's Kirby been, man? How has Kirby been doing? Let me read this one. Freeman and Hellman, clutch. Hellman's from the I don't know if Hellman isn't from the Mariners, actually, Teflon. He ain't from the Mariners. He's from the Twins and then the Pirates. Freeman, I think we just drafted him in, I think, the 4th round a few years ago. India, what did he say? What did he say? All right, Kirby Yates. You guys wanted the Kirby Yates stats. I don't think he's doing quite as well either. He's got a 4.70 ERA. So I think that we actually dodged a bullet not getting Kirby Yates, not getting Tanner Scott. I mean, you got 4.70 ERA, and then you've got over a 5 ERA. My goodness. All right, let me see what else we got. Dodgers bullpen has been rocky, Zach, 100%. 100%. Brad, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate. All right, one thing that I also wanted to clue in on, I think it was not a small thing. Rowdy Tellez comes up, pinch hits, gets the big game-tying double. Could that potentially be what saves Rowdy Tellez from getting DFA'd? I don't mean to be overdramatic on that. I don't know how safe Rowdy Tellez's spot is on the team. We know that Rowdy was in a little bit of a funk coming into this game. You kind of wonder if a hit like that really possibly saves his spot on the team. The Rangers are going to have to make some tough decisions. Simeon, Seager, you got Doley coming back. It's going to be tough. Not everybody's going to be able to stay. I can imagine Dustin Harris is probably going to be getting sent back down. But you've got to make some tough decisions. I do think that Rowdy was potentially on the cusp. He was, I think, on the bubble. Does a hit like this potentially save his roster spot? I thought that immediately when he walked up to the plate before he even got the hit. I really feel like that hit could potentially be something that keeps him around. Yeah, Diaz was off, no doubt. But Zach, I don't disagree with you, brother, but I don't think you can take away from Rowdy. That's a big clutch hit, man. It's not easy coming up in that spot and delivering. I agree with you. Diaz was off. He was not himself tonight, and the Rangers took advantage, but I just really feel like that was a big knock for Rowdy Tellez, who had been struggling of late. I do think that Osuna is another guy that will possibly be sent down as well. And then it's going to be interesting who that third guy is going to be, right? Because you've got Garcia, you've got Seager, you've got Simeon potentially coming back. I do think it's going to be really interesting. I do feel good about Seager, Brian. I am really curious about Doley and Marcus Simeon. Teflon, good point. Patrick Corbin, or Patrick Corbin as I like to call him, Patrick Corbin resurrected his career with Mike Maddox in Arlington, and I think you have to give this man as much credit as you can. This was a guy who was not good last year. Was not good at all last year. We're talking 5+, close to 6 ERA. He comes to Texas, and he is a serviceable 4th or 5th pitcher in your rotation. Start Hellman over Adolis. I don't think they're going to do that, but I do think you've got to find a way to keep Hellman in the lineup 100%. I think they will. I don't think that they are going to be benching Mike Hellman. I think Cody Freeman is probably going to be a bit of a platoon player at this point. Let's see what they do with Josh Smith. They're pretty loyal to Josh. I could see Josh continuing to get reps. I don't know. I think I floated this theory out there the other day, so hang with me on this. Don't you think Marcus will come back this season? I think Marcus, if he had his way, he would like to come back this season. I kind of wonder, do they say, Marcus, guys in front of you are playing well. We're going to slow things down on your rehab. We want to make sure you're 100%. Do they potentially play that, slow game, we should call it, with the rehab for Marcus Semien? I could see something like that happen where, you just don't rush Marcus back and you just try and buy some more time for these guys to continue producing. Or, you know what? If somebody starts struggling, now you have a reason to insert Marcus back in. I could really see them slow playing the Marcus Semien rehab as a strategy to avoid any controversy. Maybe they won't. Maybe it'll just be full speed ahead. Marcus is back. See you later, Cody Freeman. I don't know. But I just wonder if they start slow playing it a little bit. Rangers have won 6 of their last 7 series. 6-7. My middle school football players will be going wild right now. If any of y'all are hanging out, by the way, appreciate the support of the show. Is he going to have enough time to get reps in and get ready? Soldier, that's what I mean. Like, I could really see a possible slow play if Freeman, if Hellman, if all these young guys are still killing it. I could see that. I'm Cripple King. I'm with you. I'm definitely letting Adolis play against Houston. I don't think there's any way that you cannot let him play against the Astros, especially in that building. You have got to let Adolis Garcia play in that building. Craig, man, I appreciate the kind words, brother. Look, I love doing this, and I love you guys coming to hang out. You guys help keep the show fresh. It means a lot to have your support, but I appreciate those kind words, my friend. Wouldn't be a show without the Cal Raleigh count, Lamb. Would not be a show without a Cal Raleigh comp. Although, like I've told y'all, now that Cal is going to the stash, I just don't know. I don't know if we're going to be getting one every night now that Cal Raleigh decided to go full stash mode. We keep rolling here. Let me see. Grayson, yeah, I work with middle school boys a lot. And, yeah, I can't even tell you. I never realized how much I actually said 6'7", like just in common language, until you start getting around the middle school kids. It's pretty wild. Yeah, that's what I mean, McJ. Totally. Absolutely. You're around the middle school kids anytime. I didn't realize how often I said it until you hang out with them, man. Seriously. We keep rolling. Yeah, I would love to see how this plays out. Seriously. It'll be interesting. It will be very interesting. This race in the AL West and the wild card, no doubt. No doubt. Mets fans right now having a brutal time. Really do. You lose an 8th straight. You were firmly in the playoffs. Now you might be on the outside looking in after the Dodgers-Giants game tonight. Right on Rangers Fantasy Football League would be fun. I like fantasy football. I like fantasy baseball too. I don't know if any of y'all play fantasy baseball, but I'd love to do something like that. This offseason, once football starts, obviously I still do football content a bunch, but it gives me an opportunity to catch my breath a little bit with baseball. I would like to do some special things in the offseason, just have a little bit more interaction with the community now that we're getting to a good spot with it. Over 10,000 followers now on TikTok, over 2,300 on YouTube. We're growing, and it's thanks to you guys, but I'd love to have more opportunities like that. It'd be a lot of fun. We keep going. Can't wait to have Corey back. It's going to be great. I think Siegs, I know some of you guys are a little bit worried about like anybody messing with this, but I think Corey Seager coming back is always a good thing. And Seager was never really the problem. If we're being honest, it was guys not getting on for Corey. Seager has like an 850 OPS still at this point, an above average player. You want Corey Seager in your lineup. You just do. He's got the name power, the name brand. He strikes fear in the opponent's heart. You want a guy like Corey Seager in the lineup. You really do. You really, really do. Look at Rowdy's postseason stats. Antonio, I'll try and look them up on the fly right here, my guy, but you might have to help me out depending on how the technology cooperates with me. Let me see. Rowdy Tellez, baseball ref. Come on now. Let's get it. What do we got? Go UTEP. Boo. UTEP put up a fight, man. They scored a little garbage touchdown, made it feel a little bit closer than what it was. Yeah, Arch Manning is having a little bit of a tough go, man. I think I do buy into the Arch Manning might be injured theory. I think I am buying into that right now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know what else could explain why he is not playing well against these types of teams. Like, I could totally see struggling against Ohio State, but struggling against UTEP, no disrespect to the Miners, man, but come on now. Like, come on, bro. All right, let's see. Career postseason. Come on. Postseason batting. Here we go. He is 273. He is, let's see, 3 for 11. 2 bombs. Pretty, look, I mean, hasn't had a ton of experience in the postseason. 1091 OPS, though, for his career. But again, only 11 plate appearances. So you take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. Langford almost to that 800 OPS. Like I said, Corey Seager's over 800. We don't have a lot of guys that are over it at this point. Hey, it's all right. Y'all have already heard me talk about Texas Tech. I actually, I think I'm going to be able to lighten up a little bit about Texas Tech. And first of all, full disclosure, I'm just salty about 2008. If you were able to watch that game, Colt McCoy goes into Lubbock, Graham Harrell, Crabtree, ruined the perfect season. That was a crazy game. Texas had Graham Harrell intercepted. Ball goes through Blake Gideon's lap. Literally a perfect interception, tip ball right to him. It was such a good game, and you just would have loved to have seen Texas pull it out. They didn't. But I just got to say, ever since that game, I just could not cheer the same for Texas Tech. But I think now that we're out of the same conference, I can maybe lighten up a little bit. Maybe a little bit. We'll see. Astros up 6-0. Yup. Like, you just got to keep winning, guys. You really do. You can't worry about what the teams in front of you are doing. You just got to keep winning. And you know what? If it holds right now, if you sweep Houston, it doesn't matter. If you sweep Houston down in their place, you're going to be ahead of them anyway. So I am going to try not to worry about this. I'd love to see Seattle drop a game. That would be phenomenal. But at this point, Houston, look, you're going to face them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You control your destiny. You sweep them, you're ahead of them. Easy. And you have the Tide. You have the tie as well. Big thanks to the Rangers from the Cincinnati Reds. Hey, we're helping out everybody. We're a generous organization. We're helping out the Giants. We're helping out the Reds. Absolutely. Look, Gary, I kind of tend to agree with you. I think Seager definitely needs to be reinserted into the lineup. I think they might slow play it with Marcus Semien. I really do. I think, Semien, he's a competitor. He's a leader. I think if he's healthy, they're going to play him. I do think we need to come to terms with that reality. If Marcus Semien is healthy, they will be playing him. But I think that they might slow play the rehab a little bit. Semien getting hurt is the best thing to happen. You hate to say it, but I do think you're going to go back. You're going to look back on this season. Those injuries were the turning point. They were. They absolutely were. And you don't love to see guys go down and get hurt, but I don't think there's any other way that you can get around it. I think that the injuries were absolutely the turning point. There's no doubt in my mind. Turning point for sure. Let's keep rolling here. What do we got? Let's see. Who hasn't been brutal? Oh, Semien, Gary, you talking about Simi? Simi has had some ups and downs the past 2 years, no doubt. The beginning of this season was awful. He definitely had a nice, probably June, I would say. And look, before the injury, Marcus Semien was not playing great. He was not playing great. So you know what? The injury, you don't wish it on anybody, but it came at a decent time. Marcus was playing very, very poorly. All right, we keep rolling. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Am I going to watch the Canelo Crawford fight? McJ, I've got some family in town, so probably no, but I'll definitely keep my eye on it. I'm always interested whenever Canelo fights, so I'll probably keep my eye on it. Sometimes if I can, I'll probably sneak away, try and catch it, but I think we're going to be doing a couple of things, going out to eat, doing that kind of stuff, but hopefully it'll be a good one. Definitely always exciting every time that dude gets in the ring. Keep rolling. It would be huge if we could get another sweep tomorrow, then get the Mariners to lose tonight. Grayson, 100%. That 11-0 trashing by Houston is what ignited this run of games. Isn't that wild? We lose 11-0 to Houston on Saturday. I haven't looked back since. You love it. And Cripple King, you make a good point. You have Houston, you have Seattle beating up on each other over the weekend. Is that a 4-game set? Let's try and look that up real quick. Is that a 4-game set that Houston has with Seattle after the series with us? If you know, let me know. I mean, seriously. McJ, that sounds great in theory. Sounds awesome in theory, but I will say the tickets for that probably going to be a little expensive. The Canelo fight is not a super cheap ticket. Let's just say that. All right. Let's see. Thursday, what do we got? Off day for Houston? Yeah, Thursday is an off day for Houston. The Mariners are going to play the Royals. Is that a 4-game set? Mariners-Royals? Mariners-Royals is not. It's a 3-game set starting on Tuesday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you've got Astros hosting the Mariners. There you go. Robert, it might be one of the best second halves. I mean, let's not say second half. This has been one of the best, I would say 3 or 4 week stretches in Rangers history. It's got to be one of the best 3 or 4 week stretches. 3 games. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much. 3-game set between the Mariners and the Astros Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Good stuff. I do wonder, McJ, now I'm curious how much it costs to get into that Canelo fight just for fun. I'm kind of curious at this point. Let me see if I can look up how Canelo tickets right now and just see. Over or under $500 for the cheapest ticket to get in. I'm on SeatGeek right now. Let's see if SeatGeek comes in clutch here. Over or under $500. Oh, it's only $236. Wow. I'm actually a little bit surprised. $236. Okay. Pitching tomorrow is Lats, by the way, Grayson. I would have thought over for sure. Rolando, 100%. I would have thought over. But look, $236 to get into the Canelo fight. There you go. Pitching tomorrow, Jacob Latz. We're going to go through that in just a second. Let me close out this game from today, right, with the box score. We talked about Josh Smith, gave him some love. Wyatt Langford quietly had been struggling, guys. Wyatt Langford was quietly struggling a little bit. Has a 2-hit game. Look, Wyatt's hitting 130 over his last 7, hitting 212 over his last 15, and that's with today's stats included. So you take away the 2 hits, Wyatt possibly would have been pretty close to the Mendoza line. And he comes through in a big way with a couple of knocks today that really changed the game. You have the double in the 8th. You have the RBI go-ahead single in the 9th. What a day for Wyatt to get back on track, really come alive. Jock, 0 for 4, but he does have the big sack fly that made it a 2-1 ball game. Jake Berger, 1 for 4. It did have a couple of strikeouts. Really just don't want to harp on anything negative, but I just would love for the Rangers to get better at hitting the ball right down the middle. Jake Berger in his at-bat, I believe it was in the 8th inning. Bro got a cookie. First pitch, foul ball. Got another pitch in the zone, foul ball. Right down the middle. I mean, we're talking fastball. Can't put it any better. There's so many Rangers players this year you feel like have struggled to hit the mistake pitch, the fastball, the hanging curveball right over the heart of the plate. You would love to see Texas make that a priority in the offseason, man. I mean, look, with either acquiring players or potentially shifting some approaches, shifting some plate disciplines up there, it's just brutal to watch these guys foul off cookies, and it happens a lot. And look, Jake Berger, he's had a great stretch of games here. Don't want to get negative on him, but you would just love to see Texas get more consistent, hitting the mistake pitch, not just fouling it off, sending it into the field of play with some exit velo. All right, Josh Young, 0 for 3, not his best game. Had that play on that, that Texas leaguer didn't go get the ball, hit off the base runner, ended up allowing the Mets to score their first run. Josh Young definitely has had some ups and downs this year. He has had some special games. He has had some stinkers. Josh made a beautiful stop, then gets up, throws a little low. Berger can't hang on to it. Wasn't Josh's best game, wasn't his worst game. Osuna, 1 for 2. Then he got subbed out for more Tellez and then Duran. Rowdy Tellez, huge AB. Like I said, might have potentially saved his roster spot. I mean, look, they are getting down to the nitty-gritty with some of these guys coming back. You just wonder who's going to be going down, who's going to be sticking around. Maybe Tellez never was in danger, but big hits like this surely help. Jonah Heim, 1 for 4. And you know what? Jonah squared one up against Diaz, man. Almost 100 exit velo, hard ground ball. I mean, look, you wish Jonah could hit the ball in the air a little bit more, but felt like Jonah actually had some good contact today. Which, look, you guys know we've been super hard on Jonah on the show pretty constantly over the past couple of months. I got to say, I didn't feel like it was his worst game. He put the ball in play every time against Diaz in his at-bat against a tough reliever. Really put a charge into the baseball. You just wish he could hit it in the ball a little bit more. We got a couple others. Cody Freeman, 2 for 4. Like the Rangers, when Michael Hellman and Cody Freeman are in the lineup, we've already talked about it. They are almost just unstoppable. I mean, Cody Freeman, Michael Hellman, you look at the splits. When those guys start ball games, it just changes so many things. So many things. You've got a number of different things that you can point to, 100%. But Cody Freeman and Michael Hellman, both those guys in the lineup, it's a beautiful thing. We will continue, and we will hopefully see how this thing plays out as more guys come back. But I'm going to look up the numbers right now on Hellman. Michael Hellman coming into today's game, you look at the splits in 2025, and in games where he has started, so we're just going to go games where he started this year, the Rangers have now won, 16 games, and they've lost 4. The Rangers are 16-4 when Michael Hellman starts. The Rangers are 19-6 when Michael Hellman plays. 18-4 when this guy starts. 16-4 when he starts. Still impressive. Cody Freeman, the numbers are going to be pretty similar when Cody Freeman starts versus when he plays. Let's check it out. Cody Freeman, when he plays, just like when he's in the lineup, Cody Freeman now 17-7 when Cody Freeman plays. When Cody Freeman starts, the Rangers are 15-5. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Like, you got to find a way to keep playing these guys. You have to. 13 games left. 13 games left, guys. It is going to be a fun ride to the finish. It really is. Fun ride to the finish. By the way, for today's game, just to wrap it up here, Mike Hellman, 1 for 3. Dustin Harris, he did come on as well. He got a run scored, stole a bag. And then let's look at the runners in scoring position. Rangers were 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position, left 9 on base. This could have been a much, much more lopsided game. It really could have. The Mets, on the other side of it, they were 1 for 10. They left 12 runners in scoring position. So really either team could have taken much better advantage in this one if they would have been a little bit more clutch. Patrick Corbin, we already talked about him. Carvin up the Mets tonight. 5 Ks, 4 1/3. He did give up 6 hits, had a couple walks. Like a couple of the hits were very, very lucky. He officially does not get an earned run, by the way. No earned runs for Patrick Corbin on the evening. He's been incredible. It's a 4.23 ERA. You sign this guy in the middle of spring training. You're not going to hear anybody sing this man's praises more than here at Right on Rangers. Patrick Corbin has been incredible for a fifth starter, for a guy that you picked up in spring training. You got to give Chris Young a ton of credit. Look, he's had some moves that have not panned out. That's very, very clear as day. But he has had some moves that just are phenomenal. Just absolute gems. And Corbin is one of them. Patrick Corbin, baby. Corbin up New York today. Love it. Let's get into the bullpen. Cole Winn, he strikes out 2, gave up a hit. But Cole Winn, 1.30 ERA on the year. He continues to pitch well. Hobie Milner got into a little bit of trouble. Soto with the 40th blast of the year. Look, Hobie had a nice little 2 or 3 game stretch. He runs into trouble again today. I think that the Rangers would really love to be able to use this guy in high leverage, and I think they're going to continue to do it. But Hobie Milner's been a little up and down of late over the past 3-4 weeks. You'd love to see him get his consistency back. You wonder if Jacob Latz kind of becomes the primary high leverage guy in October, if we can make it there. If we can make it there, I feel like maybe Latz turns into the high leverage lefty along with Danny Coulombe. I think you got to remember him. Danny Coulombe has been nails this season, both with the Twins and with the Rangers. Yes, a few hiccups here and there, but I think Coulombe and Latz may take the mantle from Hobie as kind of your high leverage guys coming out of the bullpen lefty wise if you make it to October. We'll see what happens. Round Rockers. John, I like it. I like it. Good to see you, my guy, as always. Appreciate the support so much, man. You've been an OG. Thank you, John. So, look, if you have Jacob Latz going to the pen in October, that could be, I think, a pretty big weapon. I don't know what the Rangers are going to do rotation-wise. You would imagine it's going to be a 4-man rotation. DeGrom. Then you've got Merrill Kelly. Then you've got Malley. And then you've got Leiter. We'll see how it plays out. And then Evo, maybe if you make it to the ALCS. We'll see what happens. Very curious. Yeah, John, I'm with you. Corbin got unlucky tonight. He probably would have pitched 6 strong innings, but he got a little unlucky tonight. Mick J, are you asking rhetorically, or are you asking if I know? I definitely think that he was having a tough time in Double-A. I think he was having a tough time. I think the numbers back that up. We can look it up right now. But, look, a lot of talk for Walcott about maybe being a late-season call-up. Sebastian Walcott, one of the top players in the Rangers organization. But, look, you look at the numbers for him, and he just was not doing well at Double-A. It was a tough year for him. And I think he had a couple of big hits here and there. But, look, this year, 253, 739 OPS. I mean, that's mid. 739 OPS is pretty much average. And so, look, I think you chalk it up to he faced some harder competition, and maybe he makes a good adjustment next year, but he's 19 years old. He's 19. I think we have to take that into consideration, but definitely had some Double-A struggles for sure. Yeah, Mick J, I think that's what it was. So I would be shocked if he's not a consideration next year. I think he'll make the adjustment. That's what good hitters do. But I do think he ran into some tougher competition in Double-A, and I do believe it is a reason why he is doing some time in Arizona. C-Mart's definitely going on the IL, John. I do not think that he is going to be back this year. I cannot imagine that Chris Martin is going to be making another appearance for Texas. Maybe, but I don't know. I do not know. Hey, what's going on in the A&M game? I just got a notification. Is Reed injured right now? Is Reed injured? I'm kind of keeping my eye on that A&M game. I thought I just got a notification that said Marcel Reed got hurt. Did he get hurt? Jeez. This is a game I'm going to have to go watch here after we get off the show. Texas A&M playing the Irish. The Fighting Irish. That definitely is probably one of the bigger games of the week. 14-7 Irish right now. And they have the ball. First quarter, high-scoring game so far. Oh, he just threw a pick. Okay, all right. I must have just read it too fast. Texas Tech 35-0. Yikes. Slat Braves are bad. They are bad. I'm with you guys. By the way, look, you see what team I'm wearing on my chest right now. You know who I'm cheering for tonight. I mean, I don't think that took a whole lot of brain power. You know who I'm cheering for tonight. And look, I'm not trying to rub salt in it, or I'm not trying to do a whole lot of trash talking. I'll save that for Lone Star Showdown. I'll save the trash talking as we approach Lone Star Showdown out of respect for all of my Texas Rangers brethren that just so happen to be Aggies fans. I'm going to try and be nice. When Lone Star Showdown happens, though, we might have to let the trash talk begin. And, of course, y'all know we may have to do a little clapping back here and there, depending on who we get coming in the chat. But at this point, obviously, we're going for the Irish. I don't think that takes a rocket scientist to figure out. Brad, appreciate it, man. The hat will continue to stay, y'all. We've been wearing this hat on the winning streak. I'll knock on wood. We're wearing the old school until it don't work no more. We're wearing it until it don't work no more. Absolutely. Good stuff. Hey, and for the record, I know that Dan isn't hanging out right now, but I actually got my Rangers Longhorns hat. It just came in the mail today. My Texas Rangers themed Longhorns hat. That will be making an appearance eventually. But you know what? I hope it's not till the offseason. We can go ahead and just win every game the rest of the way, and I'll just keep on wearing this thing, man. We'll wear it out. 100%. Can the Braves beat the freaking Astros? I'd love if that could be a reality, but it doesn't appear like it's going to happen today. Astros up 6-0. And you just sort of love for the Stros or the Mariners to kind of fold a little bit. They look over their shoulder. They see Texas winning all these games. Nope. Mick J, touchdown. Jesus gazes favorably upon the Irish. Oh, Mick J, you're awesome, baby. It's good stuff. Look, I hope that they continue to do well. I don't know how much Jesus cares about football games. Look, I believe he cares about all people, but I would love to see an Irish win, 100%. I would love to see an Irish win. Yes, I'm with you on this. Can Mike Trout figure it out? Green Arrow, I know you're hanging out right now. Can Mike Trout figure it out? I was watching Trout last night, hitting into double plays. Dude, can we drop some bombs on Seattle, please? Please. Let me see here. Yeah, Astros were totally folding. Caleb, 100% they were folding. I thought Hellman was with the Twins, and then, yes, he was with St. Louis, and then he went to the Pirates. Hellman had been bouncing around a ton. Michael Hellman, former Texas A&M Aggie. Everybody keeps reminding me. Former A&M guy, Michael Hellman. Now, we still love him. We'll love him through the A&M stuff. Just keep doing what you're doing at the big league level, my guy. We'll ignore the college affiliation. Trout homer drought. Green Arrow, what is the Trout homer drought? What is it at? Can it end tonight, please? By the way, we're going to keep things rolling here. Martin, we don't know what the injury is yet. If any of y'all know what the Martin injury is, drop it. But Martin probably not going to be pitching again for the Rangers in the regular season, and I doubt for the postseason. Phil Maton, he was nails, came in the 8th inning, got a big strikeout after the Martin injury, pitched into the 9th inning, got into a little bit of trouble. Juan Soto line drive on a really good pitch by Phil Maton. Big Philly, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 2 Ks, and then Armstrong comes in, slams the door. This is a guy in Sean Armstrong I said needed to be closing games for a long time, and I'm glad he's finally getting the opportunity. He gets his 9th save of the year. Phil Maton collects the win. He's now 4-5 on the season. Now, let's take a look at the game for tomorrow. Game for tomorrow, I believe, is day game, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check this out. Tomorrow, Sunday, Jacob Latz is pitching against McLean. It has been a really, really good run for the Mets' probable starting pitcher. 4-1 with a 1.42 ERA. By the way, this is a 10:40 game tomorrow. 10:40. 10:40. It might be, by the way, busy morning for us tomorrow. It may be right after the game. We might not be able to do 8th inning, 9th inning tomorrow. We'll see. We usually do a little church, a little family lunch. So we may not be able to do 8th or 9th inning tomorrow. We will definitely do post-game. But Latz and McLean, they do not have very many numbers. McLean has not faced Texas at all in his career. You got Latz with 6 total ABs against Mets players, 5 against Mullins. Mullins is 0 for 5, and then Siri is 0 for 1. Nobody else in the Mets lineup has faced Latz before. So there you go. You've got a little bit of a crapshoot tomorrow. You got Jacob Latz pitching really, really well of late. McLean is coming off 5 1/3, 1 earned run against the Phillies. Before that, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs against Detroit. Before that, 8 innings, no earned runs. Look, we were able to get 4 on the board against Freddie Peralta. Or I don't know if it was 4. Was it 3 or 4, something like that? I know McLean has been pitching well, but there's just something special going on with this team right now. I just don't put anything past them. Jacob Latz, by the way, let's look at his last 3 games. 5 2/3, no earned runs against Milwaukee. 5 1/3, 2 earned runs against the Diamondbacks. 4 1/3, 2 earned runs against the Angels. So look, over the last few games has definitely kept Texas in every ball game. Last game against Milwaukee was especially impressive. Before the Angels game, he pitched against Kansas City, 3 1/3, no earned runs. So look, in the month of September, he's got a 1.64 ERA, 11 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Latz has been a godsend with some of the pitching injuries that Texas has had to face over the past 3-4 weeks or so, especially the Nathan Eovaldi injury. All right, and that's it, y'all. 10:40 a.m. game for me. That means it's a 12:40 game for you guys if you're in Texas. So we'll see. I think I'm going to try and get a video out at some point over the next 12 hours or so. Look for that. If you have not watched the last couple of videos that I put out, I would greatly appreciate it. James, that's the plan, man. That's the plan, man. Little church, little family lunch, little Rangers baseball. Hopefully talking about a Rangers dub. That is the plan, man. That is the plan. Just so y'all know, I want Seattle over Rangers in the playoffs because new team to win it. Green Arrow, thank you for the announcement. Obviously, your predictions have not been spot on about the Rangers of late. So we all will take the prediction with a grain of salt today, my guy. But you know we appreciate having you around. Always good to have the opposite perspective. I think you did say that we were going to get like swept or something by the Mets, man. I mean, we've already won 2 out of 3, trying to go for the sweep tomorrow. Working the Cowboys game tomorrow. You are? We will be live for the Cowboys game as well. So we'll probably do a little bit of a blended show. Cowboys play the Giants tomorrow. So it's a 10 a.m. game. We have got a number of different things we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking Cowboys. We're going to be talking Rangers. It'll probably be another blended show tomorrow, just so you guys know. We won't do 2 separate shows. I'll do 2 separate if the timing is, kind of weird with maybe one team playing in the morning, one team playing at night. But when both teams play together, we just do one show, man. That's all there is to it. You'll see the Rangers hat. You'll see the Cowboys shirt. We'll get after it. It'll be good stuff. All right. Gary, what do you do at the games? What do you do at the games? What's your job at the games, buddy? Thanks for hanging out, man. By the way, it's good to see you. I do think you said swept. I might have to go back and check the live comments log, Green Arrow, but I do think you said swept. I don't know. Tristan, that's awesome, bro. The art, is it a jersey or just a shirt? Look, I hope Arch can figure it out. Arch was definitely not on his game today. Arch, by the way, the numbers, a couple of y'all I think already kind of alluded to it, but Arch Manning, he was 11 for 25 today. And like 2 touchdowns on the ground, 51 rushing yards, but Arch definitely did not look sharp today. Guest services, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Look, it's definitely a work in progress with Arch. You just hope that the guy can figure it out before SEC play. And by the way, look, I think Simon and Gibson ran the ball pretty well today too, but 226 yards on the ground for Texas. Baxter, I'm really curious to see is how serious that Baxter injury is. I don't know if they've given an update on that yet, but Wisner being out again, you'd love to see with Wisner how this offense really looks. Wisner was a workhorse for the Longhorns last year. I would love to see what does this offense look like with Trey Wisner in the game. I know Arch Manning, it doesn't change. Wisner being in the game doesn't necessarily fix some of the issues with Arch, but you just like to see at full strength, what does this offense really look like? And clearly Gibson, Baxter, and Simon, all capable, but Wisner definitely was the dude last year that was relied upon often. You'd love to see what this Horns offense looks like with him in the starting rotation. All right. By the way, Wingo led the team in receptions. Christian Clark, 3 for 32. Parker Livingston, he had 2 receptions for 23 yards. Wingo, by the way, had the touchdown from Arch. So, look, pretty ho-hum for the wide receivers, but this is what Texas does, man. They run the ball a lot. 56 carries. 56 carries to 25 throws today. 56 carries to 25 throws. Jerry, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the gift. Do we set him down next week? I don't think so. I think they're going to keep throwing him out there, man. You got to get him ready for SEC play. I don't think there's any way that they're going away from Arch yet. I would be shocked, brother. I'd be shocked. But like I said, I'm curious. With Wisner, what does this offense look like? You've got to figure out a way, though, to get Arch more comfortable. He might be dealing with an injury. We'll see what comes out. Sark, I felt like, did anybody feel like Sark was a little too defensive? I felt like Sark was a little too defensive about the injury. Like, talking about making faces when people go to the bathroom. It just got a little weird. I'm like, Sark, you're trying too hard, buddy. You're trying too hard. You're making me feel like he is injured. I do think Jerry, it might be the shoulder. Did anybody else feel that way? It just, Sark, the presser that he gave, I'm just like, you're trying too hard to defend it right now, man. SMU Stangs, what are they doing right now? They lost, though, to Baylor, right? But did they win this week? I was hoping they would beat Baylor. I was sad that it didn't work out. It really was. Jaden Reed broke his collarbone? Jeez. Wow. So he did get hurt. McJay, I thought you told me he was fine. Wow. Okay. We keep on rolling. Appreciate all you guys. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Endries, 2 for 10. Yeah, look, a lot of ho-hum with the receiving corps. What'd the defense do? Lafau, 7 total tackles, 2 solo. Taff, 6 total, 4 solo. Antonio, look, the Oregon Ducks, man. What are they doing today? Did they win today? They were playing Northwestern, right? I thought I saw Dan Lanning post-game. Northwestern, Oregon, 34-14. Okay. There you go. Ducks are a well-run team, man. I like Dan Lanning a lot. Big Dan Lanning fan. Second quarter here, 17-7, A&M losing on the road to the Fighting Irish. Who else? McDonald had 6 tackles. Ethan Burke 5. We had 1 sack. Canoe and Zena as well. Good. Defense is honestly what's going to carry this team. Defense is going to carry the Longhorns. The run game and the defense. I don't think it's going to be Arch Manning carrying it, man. I don't think it's going to be. All right, y'all. Look, we're going to head out. It's been a great show. We did a little bit of a hybrid today. Longhorns, Rangers primarily. Big win for the Rangers. You take 3 in Queens, in New York City. That would be really impressive. We got 2 out of 3. They win today 3-2, scored 3 unanswered runs in the late innings. Wyatt Langford, the big go-ahead hit. Rowdy Tellez, the game-tying knock. And then you had the bullpen coming in, just shutting things down. Maton Armstrong, phenomenal win today. Phenomenal win. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. Even you, Dane, even you, man. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you, brother. All the comments is boosting that engagement right up. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, look, we've got a couple of things coming your way. Like I said, in the next 12 hours, we'll probably have a video out, maybe 2. And then we'll be live after the Cowboys game, after the Rangers game tomorrow. Should be good stuff. Come and hang out again. Would love to have you. Thank you for everybody that's followed, that's dropped a comment, that's liked the show. If you haven't liked it yet on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. On TikTok, hit that double tap a couple of times. A few more likes on your way out the door. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers and hook 'em.